Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. So before we get started, I want to say thank you to every single person yesterday for support and the comments and stuff like that about just, continuing to do it like daily and stuff. Because I do enjoy doing it daily. I could also do it once a week, but I also enjoy doing it daily because my whole thing is whenever I watch an episode, usually my feelings go up and down depending on which episode it is. And, I'm really glad that people are watching, even if it comes out a little bit later, or if they watch it tomorrow. I just want to thank everyone for all the support and just watching my videos. It means a lot to me. And, it's really interesting because, I never really thought I was going to feel this way when I started doing videos. I never even thought I was actually going to start doing videos, but, it's weird, because I've been doing this for I was going to say maybe about 2 years, and it's still new to me. Every time I see comments and stuff like that, and it's an amazing feeling, and I just want to sit there and say thank you to every person who subscribed to my channel and just watches my videos and stuff like that. It means a lot, and I can't thank everyone enough. So, getting into this episode, Bonnie tells her truth, the whole thing, about the whole lotto ticket, the lotto scam and everything like that, and how this guy was just pretty much a scumbag and tried to, force himself on Bonnie, and one thing led to another. Dude had a gun. He wouldn't stop. He wouldn't get off of her. She took the gun, and then this dude still tries to charge at her. So she shot him. I don't know if it was. It seemed like it was accidental, but she shot him. And Callista walked in and was like, "Oh, you shot my husband," and Bonnie was like, "Yo, this dude came on to me," and this woman is just in. Wow. She's in full denial. She's like, "Oh, he would never lower his standards to you," and yada yada yada. And so one thing led to another, and I guess she left. And Callista never turned her in, but she kept looking over her shoulders, thinking one day it's gonna end up happening. But she went to jail for an entirely different crime of her husband's death, which turns out that, well, Bonnie didn't kill her husband. Her daughter did. This guy, let's put it this way, the world is a much better place. Even in a fictional world, it's a much better place where Bonnie's husband isn't alive. Let's just be real. What he did to Bonnie, what he did to her kids, this guy got exactly what he deserved. But Bonnie didn't want Mimi going to jail, and so she, took the charge. So with that being said, told Justin everything. Justin believed her. He still wants to marry her, but I can tell even before Justin said something that this is going to be one hell of a battle. It's going to be one uphill battle. Probably the hardest case he's ever actually had to take in his entire life. And for what EJ said, that his track record isn't too good. So, man, I hope he got something. Ben and Sierra. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I find them to be very annoying, insufferable, constantly on each other, all the time. It's just, after a while. So they're in New Orleans. They want to sit there and try to do this tour, but the woman came in, and she was like, "Yep, nope, we closed, we good." But after hearing, I don't want to sit there and say a sob story, but, a story from Sierra as far as her parents, doing the tour and liking it and falling in love, and, after what happened to her dad, she's like, "Alright, fine." So she agrees to take him on the tour. After the tour is over, they talk about the history of the plantation and stuff like that, and, just a lot of ugly history that she didn't really get too much into, but it was ugly. Let's put it that way. Now, two things that did happen that made the scene interesting, even for Ben and Sierra, actually. One, the tour guide says something along the lines of, you can't move forward without dealing with your past. Like you can't, build a bright and great future or something like that with like, blood on your hands or something that she said alluded to Ben's past as far as like him having a really bad and messy and ugly past and him trying to build a better future for him and his wife. And whatever she said, she must have said something because it looked like Ben was getting a little choked up and it was like, I'm tired or whatever, but it seemed like something affected him, and I think it had a lot to do with what she was saying as far as like the ugly past and how nothing good can come from it as far as trying to build a better future or something like that. So after she leaves, Ben and Sierra are just insufferable like usual, and they decide to leave because when they got there, it looked like it was about to rain, and when the tour was over, you start to hear thunder and stuff. So they got out of there before it started to rain. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little kind of creepy. Because after they left, it panned it back to, I guess like the house or whatever. And all you saw was the wind just got really strong. And it had like this ominous music. And I'm like, at this point, something is going to wind up happening to Ben and Sierra. Because I'm gonna be honest, something like needs to happen. I don't mean like too bad where it's like they're apart for like 2 years or whatever, but like something interesting. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it was somewhat creepy. It was somewhat creepy. Maybe it was just the ominous music, the wind, and the fact that well, they're in New Orleans, and I've heard stories. I'll just sit there and say that much. Chloe, I'm gonna be honest. I was sitting there thinking about this at work today, and I was like, when Chloe first got there, and I found out that Philip wanted going out with her, and Philip wound up cheating on her, I was like, yo, has Philip lost his damn mind? You cheated on her? Are you nuts? But after seeing Chloe for a while, like, I'm gonna be honest, she kind of vexes me a lot. She kind of vexes me quite a lot. And I still want to see this Mimi character, which hopefully, because they're talking about Mimi so much, hopefully we get to see her. I really hope we get to see her. I'm gonna be honest, I want to see why Philip cheated on Chloe with Mimi. I gotta see how this woman looks. But with that being said, she talks to Nicole. Now, Chloe kind of irked me a little bit today. She's been irking me for quite a while, but she kind of irked me today. And she was sitting there, because they were talking about Nicole and how she's staying away from Rafe because, Ava's her friend. She doesn't want to sit there and mess up their relationship, so she decided to take a step back. And Chloe was all like, oh, well, Rafe isn't her man, and, you should, kind of like you should still sit there and be friends, and regardless of how she feels. And I'm like, seriously? I'm like, so you're basically sitting there saying that screw Ava and, her friendship and her relationship to Rafe. No. You should still sit there and be with Rafe regardless of how she feels. The hell is wrong with you? I can see why you're a little, your relationship with Philip is in like the disarray that it's in. Because honestly, tell you the truth, the way she was sitting there saying just came across disrespectful as hell. Just as far as like Nicole not, telling her not to respect the boundaries between Rafe and, like Ava and her feelings pretty much. Now they do wind up talking back to Philip and the jealousy and blah 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 blah. Listen, that's all very true. Philip is definitely sinking his own ship. Let's be honest. I felt like that ship actually had a couple of holes before Philip started sinking it. Because the one thing that Nicole did sit there and say to Chloe was that, you know, you wound up getting together with Philip while you still have feelings for Brady. And I'm like, she didn't deny it, which I'm going to sit there and take that as truth because, well, let's be honest, I feel like it's truth. And I'm just not there looking at this whole situation like, okay, so let me get this straight, Chloe. You wind up going out with Philip as a consolation prize, even though you knew that you had feelings for Brady. On top of that, okay, so she's getting upset with Philip about his jealousy, his constant jealousy. But here's the thing. You know Philip for quite a while. You know that he has a jealous streak. You knew he had a jealous streak as long as you've known him for. Him and Brady, we used to sit there and constantly go back and forth fighting over you. So my whole thing is like, you knew exactly who this man was when you decided to quote unquote give him a chance, which just irks me, by the way. So you knew exactly who he was. But yet you're sitting there whining and crying about the fact that he's all jealous. You know exactly who this man was. I'm not gonna lie, and it irks me on GH when I watch GH too. We have these women that go out with these men, knowing what kind of man that they are, knowing what kind of lifestyle that they live, and yet you knew that Jump Street, and yet you still continue to, oh, we're gonna sit there and go out, we're gonna be together. Oh, I can't go out with you because this, that, and the third. You mean the whole this, that, and the third that you knew about before you decided to go out with him? Before you decided to have kids with him? And Chloe's doing the exact same thing. And this is why every time she's all, like, oh, Philip is always jealous and, he's just so controlling. And like, yeah, and you knew exactly who he was when you decided to go out with him again. Like, seriously? And we're supposed to care? Meanwhile, you got Philip being manipulated by Gabby and Jake. Oh, Brady's not there talking about your girl, talking about being, like you being all jealous and yada, yada, yada. Just really... The sad thing is that Gabby and Jake don't really have to go that far. First of all, they try to cover their tracks as far as why they was not there talking to the quote-unquote enemy in the first place. After they got that out the way, they were all like, oh, well, Brady, was not there talking about Chloe and, how jealous you are. And, Brady pretty much is just like, he's going to make sure he tells Chloe that you shouldn't be with, with Philip because he's a loser and this, that, and the third. Just really, laying it on thick as far as, Brady's not there running his mouth to Chloe. And of course, Philip took every single ounce of what they said because, well, they didn't really have to try that hard. So with that being said, he pretty much just rushes over to Basic Black and starts up with Brady. Right in front of Chloe. Right in front of Chloe. And, Brady's like, you know what, listen, he came here for you. I'm just going to get out this room. Y'all, you have fun with this guy. He walks off. Now, Chloe did sit there and ask Brady, was he responsible for the whole key logging thing or whatever. Brady says he wasn't, and Chloe believes him. Now, they did have a little bit of a talk before Philip walked in as far as, feelings, this, that, and the third. And, honestly, tell you the truth, I'm not going to lie. I'm looking at this whole situation like, we can already see this coming. That Chloe's going to sit there and want getting together with Brady. The question is Kristen or quote-unquote the new Kristen going to sit there and come and wreck that whole ball? Because if so, I'm all for it. I am all for Kristen coming in there and once again wrecking it all and pretty much trying to kill Chloe. Because, you clearly didn't learn your lesson the first time by going after Brady, knowing how crazy Kristen is. Locked you in the car, you came out, you got shot by Jan Spears. But you're going to sit there and try to give it another round because that makes sense? It's not like Kristen is not in jail. Whatever. So anyway, he comes in there, and they talk for a little bit. He hugs Chloe and is all like, oh, you know, I just want to make sure I don't lose you because you're very important to me. Meanwhile, you have Chloe that has those guilty eyes, like, you know, guilt-ridden eyes. And I'm just looking at this whole thing, it's like, no, bro, here's the thing. You already lost her. But to be fair, did you ever really actually have her in the first place? Really? I mean, or was this all a delusion because you just really wanted her so bad that the minute that she said yes, you were just like, yep. This makes sense. I am totally not a consolation prize. Nope, she totally 100% wants to be with me. Okay. Rafe, I'm gonna be honest. Rafe runs into Nicole, and oh my goodness, Nicole pretty much tries to walk away from the situation, you know, because she doesn't want to be around Rafe, you know, not how Ava feels. So she kind of walks off a little bit. Now Rafe is like, oh, we live in a small town and we're going to sit there and see each other, so, you know, why does it really matter? Like, bro, you know damn well why it matters. She backed off away from you because I feel like I'm missing the scene of Rafe talking to someone. I'm not going to lie, I don't remember. Anyway, he's sitting there talking to Nicole. Pretty much talking to Nicole, and, you know, he pretty much asked Nicole, well, Nicole brought up the fact that Rafe had feelings for her, you know, and like, between that and Ava, like, you can't be doing that. So she tells, you know, Rafe that, you know, Ava said, you know, Ava was the one that told me that you had feelings for me, that you know, you buried it or whatever. And that's what he admits, you know, he's like, yeah, you know, listen, you were with Eric, and so I just kind of buried it, and, you know, now it's over, you know. But here's the thing that really irked me. Here's the thing that really irked me about Rafe. Rafe was like, you know, it's not like you had any feelings for me, did you? Did you have any feelings for me? And I'm sitting there looking at the situation like, why does it matter if she had feelings for you? Or if she has feelings for you now? Why does that matter? Hell, even Nicole's like, it doesn't matter. You're with Rafe, I moved on. I mean, you're with Ava, I moved on. You know, and I think she does actually admit that she has feelings, but again, she was like, she moved on. My question was, bro, why does it matter if she had feelings for you? Is that magically going to change something? Are you going to sit there and call Ava and be like, you know what, listen, Ava, this ain't working out, since Nicole kind of had feelings for me, I'm gonna get that a shot. I feel like that, and I say that as a joke, but I feel like that's how Rafe was looking at the situation. Like, oh well, if she had feelings for me, then that means I would have had a shot. That means I have a shot. Oh wait a minute, I'm with Ava now. This is this whole, what I like to call buyer's remorse, and it's the same thing with Chloe and Philip. You know, you chose Philip, you still want to be with Brady. You chose to go with Ava even though you wanted to be with Nicole. And even though Ava was like, listen, if you want to be with her, I'm going to step back and you're going to do you, right? You going to do you? No, you're going to be with me? Meanwhile, he still wants to be with Nicole. Talking about, oh, I was lonely and Hope left and you just made it a mess. The sad thing is that not only you made it a mess, and you caused friction between those two, which, you know, you caused friction with their friendship. All because you couldn't figure out what you wanted. You couldn't be assertive enough to sit there and tell her. You couldn't be honest and respected her. You respected either one of those women to tell her to tell either of them how you felt. So now you're sitting there, you're so messed up that you're sitting there talking to stuffed animals. Like, just, you know, let's see who's going to get hurt so far. Tripp is going to get hurt. Philip is going to get hurt. And Ava's going to get hurt. But see, here's the thing. When Ava gets hurt, she's not just going to get hurt. She's going to get even. And I'm telling you right now, I'm just going to sit there and put this out there. the minute that Rafe goes out with Nicole, Gabby better start watching how she talks to Ava. Okay? Because I feel like the only reason why Gabby is still walking around with two good knees is because, you know, she's dating Rafe. Okay? The minute that's over, Gabby, I caution you. I mean, I'm going to find it funny because, again, you are running your mouth with the wrong woman. But, yeah, Ava's going to get hurt. So, I think that's about it. If I missed anything, please write it down in the comment section below. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be safe. See you in the next video.